Hello guys, welcome back to part 3 of my Hearts of Iron 2 Simplify Let's Play. I noticed in the last video that I did as I was editing it, it was a little bit harder to hear my voice. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to turn down the music some here. So it'll be hopefully softer in the background and I'll be a little bit easier to hear. So, when last we left off, we had reoccupied the Rhineland. We had gotten some money from that. We had gained some national unity from that, and we'd also gained some manpower. What I'd like to do before I unpause the game here is I just want to check out my intel, and I want to make sure that Austria and Czechoslovakia both have the maximum amount of spies, and I want to make sure that my party is being supported there. Importantly for Austria, that's so that Austria will eventually allow itself to become annexed by me, and also the same for Czechoslovakia. So let's go ahead and continue the game where we left off last. Yep, that's exactly where we left off if I remember correctly. Let's see, these are all regular infantry brigades with artillery support. We're going to assign those. Let's see, we'll give those to the West Corps. We're just going to go ahead and finish up the West Corps here, the West Army. That's those guys along the French border here. We're going to, once we're done with that, we're going to pop in and edit the commanders so that they're lower rank, or their lower skill commanders with defensive and probably old school or old guard traits, because we don't want well, I don't want very good commanders in this particular army since they are defensive in nature. So I'm going to replace this guy. He's level 3 with offensive. I'm going to make him we'll make him a fortress buster. Once again, hopefully we're not ever going to have to cross this border. These guys are all good. There's another 3 with an offensive, so we're going to go ahead and let's see. There we go. Defensive with old guard. And we're just what I'm doing here is I'm reserving my best commanders for battles elsewhere, basically. For my other armies, I want to have my other armies with my elite commanders that have the offensive traits in there. Well, then maybe they won't be an elite army, but at least I won't be wasting my offensive trait guys in armies where they're going to be defensive the entire time, as far as my plans go, anyway. So we're just cleaning up here real quick, and we're going to have to do this with the East Army as well, because once again it's also going to be a defensive army. So I'm just going through here quickly. I'm assigning logistics and old guard guys to these armies. Let's see here, logistics, and I'll go ahead and start, yeah, I'll give him that guy. That fat guy was actually, the first time I played as Germany, it was the first time I had armor to play with. I actually assigned him as a tank corps commander, because I thought the logistics would, you know, help out with, reducing the amount of overall supplies used up by the Corps, for tanks of course. And while it would, of course it would, as far as Corps commanders, you want to get a guy in there that has combined arms for that, you know, for an armored unit. So I'm going to go ahead and now this army here is completely finished, it's ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and start positioning them along the border here. These guys will be in defensive positions that probably aren't going to change for a very long time. And the easiest way I've found to do this is just move them all, then cut it in half and move the other half somewhere else. Okay. Now let's do the West Army real quick, and this will be the last time we have to go in here. This will be the last time I have to go in here and individually get rid of commanders and change out the commanders, other than armored units, of course. So this will be the last time you guys have to put up with watching this. East Corps. Might be all full. Let's check this. West Corps. They need one more unit. Let's see here. Yeah, they need one more, so I'm going to go ahead and put him right there. It'll be the guy on the bottom that you just assigned. And we're going to attach him to the 5th East Corps. So let's get some defensive guys in here. These are going to be the guys on the Russian border. And when I say defensive, I just mean generic guys. I'll do Winter Specialist. You never know. He, at some point, if we follow history, he might end up near Leningrad sometime. Or, no, Leningrad is to the south, Stalingrad to the north. We'll take a look at the map in just a second. But he might end up having to be in a winter environment someday. Look at that. See, there's a level 4 guy assigned in here. Don't want that. We can go ahead, since we're running out of Old Guard, we can go ahead and start assigning non-Old Guard but low skill guys. So we'll put him in there. Offensive. These guys with 4 skill and offensive, they're going to be a part of either the Central Army, which is going to storm hopefully through Holland and also Belgium. So we're going to need offensive guys in that unit. Or they're going to be a part of the new army that I'm going to build to help go through Poland down here. They're going to do the most of the fighting, if things work out anyway. So we're going to need elite commanders. Let's see here. Offensive. We're almost done here, and I'm just chattering to sort of fill in time, so you guys don't hopefully get too bored, or maybe you've already skipped ahead a little bit of this, I don't know. Alright, so that's everything. That's all set up. I have one extra left over. He'll go directly to the Central Corps. And okay, so that's that. We have a lot of production now because we just finished all those soldiers. Take a look here and see what else we're producing. We're still producing some AT units. 10 more units with anti-tank in them. So we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10. We're going to need at least 25 more infantry, or no, at least 20 more units of infantry and artillery for this army. And we're going to need 20 more for these guys as well, because that'll be 4 divisions per corps minus the AT division. So take a look here. Looks like about 20 right there. So we'll (23) infantry, 1 artillery. Start production. Whoa. Don't want to get low on our consumer goods. That'll actually hurt us. And here we go again. If I keep getting interrupted by technology advances, of course, it's going to slow us down. But that's what happens in the early years. You have to go through and handle all this stuff before you can kind of let the game you know, glide forward, I guess. Arctic and mountain warfare equipment, those will be good boosts for our infantry. We have artillery in every single corps so far, and we're going to have some anti-tank as well, so we'll go ahead and assign those. And one of the important things we're going to have to keep in mind is we have to change our laws from volunteer army over to something else before it gets to the point where we're not going to have enough time to invest our leadership into officers and raise our officer ratio up to at least 100% before any fighting begins. So here we go, we're assigning these guys to the central corps. This is just the 3 infantry and 1 artillery will make up the bulk of my fighting units. And that's basically all I have to say about that. They will make up the bulk of the forces there. So what are we building? Okay, we'll just finish up that artillery, I guess. Some more stuff finishing up. Light tank, reliability, and once the armor finishes, we will better start working on developing a medium tank brigade, and that'll be the iron fist of our blitzkrieg armies. We will hopefully, if we have enough time, we'll be able to build. Pause the game. We will get involved with the Spanish Civil War. There's really no benefit. There's nothing you do there. As far as I know, you can't. It's not like it was historically, where you could send units, you know, the Condor Legion to Spain to fight for them. And the armor finished. So let's go ahead and work on the medium tank brigade, and we're going to move that up to the top of the priorities, because I want to have 2 full corps of medium armor ready to go. I want to have one on this border, the Dutch border, and I want to have one on the Polish border. And if you've noticed, my tank commanders all have a rank of 3 or more. I do that so that I don't accidentally assign them to divisions or corps and lose them, you know, just not really paying attention. So I give them a higher rank so that I can keep track of them here. I do that with, I guess I could lower him. I do that with all my tank units, and I, ahead of time, I will also assign offensive and logistics. I'll assign them 2 stars, because these are going to be my corps commanders for my armor, because they'll give you an offense bonus and a supply bonus, supply consumption bonus, or I guess you would say supply consumption decrease. Oh, there's something I haven't done yet. I haven't rearranged my Air Force, so we're going to screw around with that too. Let's see. I'm going to keep working on interceptors, because we're going to need a lot of these guys. Lower that. Okay. I'm going to merge all of my Air Force together, and we'll send one of them off. One of the fighter groups off. We'll send another fighter grouper off. And then we'll send 1, 2, 3 tactical bombers, and 1, 2. We've come to a decision. Prohibit the establishment of new parties. I say as I have a sip of Pepsi. I could gain a 5% leadership modifier until July 16th, which is about 20 days. That's pretty good. But I would lose some popularity, and I would gain 1 point of dissent. You know what? It's worth it. Why not? So the game's paused now, just for a minute here. And what we're doing is we're just setting up the we are setting up the air groups, and I do them in a particular order because, as I showed you guys, I send off the fighters first. So there's 3 groups of them, and then the tactical bombers. So when we open up this list here, the fighter groups will be listed first, and then the tactical bombers, and then whatever else you build after that will be on there too. So we'll click on this. This will be the first fighter wing, and we'll send them over here. This will be the second fighter wing. And we'll send him over here. This will be the third fighter wing. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Third fighter wing. We'll send him down here. This, of course, will be the first bomber. We'll say first light bomber wing. We'll send him over here. This will be these. You guys, I bet you can guess what this is going to be. The second light bomber wing. I was going to say group. And then, of course, this will be the third. And this area is led by Hermann Göring. Okay, so that's that. We need to adjust our production here a little bit. I'm going to, just burped if you didn't notice. I'm going to increase my consumer goods. I'm going to sacrifice production here a little bit, because I want to get my descent down, because that will, it gives penalties. Yeah, like a 1% penalty to your industrial capacity. It would have been higher also, if it had shown up just a second ago, before the day changed over. Okay, so that's gone now. The penalty's gone, and I've got a 5% bonus to my technology, my leadership. I call it technology, but it's leadership. But hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't want to look like too big of a moron. A small moron is fine, or a minor moron. That'd be okay. Let's see, okay. Republican Spain. Well, I'm supporting fascist Spain, so yeah, there's probably a. Yeah, I'm supporting nationalist Spain. This is probably a good reason why Republican Spain doesn't want to buy anything from me anymore. Let's see, I'm getting 25 excess energy, so I don't want to trade away any, because I will need some. 13 metal, and 17 rares. I'm still getting some money here. I'm still in the green for money. So I'm gonna go ahead and start spending some of it, because I'd rather spend it now than have it later and not need it later. 375, I'm making 273. 271. Okay, here we go. That should put me just about even as far as money goes. Here's my light, my light armored units. Those will go to my light Panzer Corps. They agree, and it puts me at 0.02 gain per day as far as money. And there we go. The light Panzer Corps is finished. We will assign these guys with mid-level panzer units, because the light armor is fast and hopefully won't be involved in upfront combat too much. So we will assign them Hopner and Nehring. Nehring? I don't know. There we go. Alright, so we've got, all these guys are panzer leaders. Their corps commander is a panzer leader with level 2 with Old Guard. The level doesn't matter that much for corps, just the trait. And we're still positive for money. We're not going to gain hardly anything as far as money goes, but check it out. We've got a good supply of resources coming in. We can stockpile. Our first Stuka group is done, or tactical, or close air support, I guess. We will call them first Stuka Wing. And we'll move them down here as well. Oh, did I remember to build my airport? Yes, I did. So I'm working on an air base there in this area. I'm going to move my close air support down there probably when that's finished. Let's build an air base here in Dresden, because it's a pretty important area. I'm also building some anti-aircraft guns. And let's see, we will build more air bases here as well. Okay. I'm just trying to spread out my air bases a little bit. AT. Oh, shoot. You know what? I'm a moron. I forgot to leave one space open. So we will reassign this guy. I forgot to leave one space open in each of these core for the AT guys. So what we'll do is we'll assign him to the first central core. These guys, I have 10, about 10 AT. Just the only thing I can do now is just go through and remove one. But it's all right because these guys will have a home. Okay. Yep, here we go. Second, third, fourth, fifth. Send him to the 5th Central Core. Yeah, there we go. Check it out. We will have, as promised, some space for those guys. We'll just move them to the 5th Core because it has room for one more now. Probably easier just to click right here. Moving into the 5th Core. There we go. We only have one extra guy here. We'll start moving him over here. And these AT units will form the the nucleus of this army. They will form the first core, or they will be the first units in the cores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Form a new core. They will be the first battle core. How do you like that? Battle core. We also need to give them an army. They'll be the first. No, they're going to be the first. They'll be the battle army. Battle army. And we'll give them to the army, the Army Group East. And in charge of them will be Von Bock, because he has 4 skill and offensive traits. These will be of course, the 2nd Battle Corps. These are the guys that we're going to want to be part of some of the best commanders, ground commanders. We're going to want these guys to be the elites, because they're going to be doing a lot of heavy fighting, hopefully. 3rd Battle Corps. Fourth Battle Corps. And 5th Battle Corps. There we go. We've got all those corps set up. We'll go ahead and assign this guy here to the 1st Battle Corps over there. And any infantry units that we have being built now will go straight to the Battle Corps. That'll be all these guys. So that's that. We have excess production ability. I'm going to go ahead and start building some transports. We'll do 3 transports. We'll do 2 production runs of it. Increase reinforcement slightly. It'll, it's not important right now. Neither is upgrades. Oh, and there's a special man that I want in charge in the 1st Battle Corps, 181st Infantry Division. There is a man. Here we go, Lindemann. He was historically in charge of the 132nd, I think. Wow, we have a lot of production. Yeah, here we go. There's all this infantry. He was historically in charge, I think, the 132nd Infantry Division. Oh, okay. And in the book, it's called In Deadly Combat. It's by a guy called Bitterman. It's about the Eastern Front, his experiences on the Eastern Front. He started out the war as a member of Linman's division as part of an anti-tank battalion. Or regiment, I guess. Anti-tank regiment, or whatever his particular unit was. He was an anti-tank gunner. He had an anti-tank gun called a pack. And he fought under Linman on the Eastern Front. So that's why I went ahead and put him in the first battle corps, and I gave him the unit that, of course, has the anti-tank. Because I like history. We still have excess production. So now some time has passed. We're going to do a little bit more industry. We'll build a heavy cruiser, because every little bit helps. And we'll build a tactical bomber. There we go. We're just kind of filling in so we don't have any wasted production capabilities. And I like to sort of pause the game and have a look at my technology when a new one finishes, so I don't waste any of my technology time. Because, you know, a few days here and there... Oh, another decision. A few days here and there might help. Might make the difference between victory and defeat, ultimately. Illegal printing. We received reports that from the secret police that a printing press has been blah blah blah. Okay, I could increase my efforts and track them down, which means I get minus 10% money for a while, and there's a 40% chance of gaining 3 in descent. Or I can just automatically gain 3 in descent. I would rather take minus money for a while, and I might still end up with descent, so we'll see. Increase efforts. Oh, it still gave it to me. That's going to hurt my production, but it's worth a shot, because money, like I said, at this point money isn't all that bad. I'm only losing 60 cents per day, basically. I really do think of these in terms of dollars. See that? And we're already... descent is gone. Okay, well, we're just going to be short some money for a little while. No big deal. My destroyer technologies are finished. So we'll go ahead and cancel those. We don't want to waste any more time on them. Let's take a look here. What else we could fill this in with. I guess we'll just make sure that we're using our research. Oh, that's a lot of infantry. Oh, I think I built way too much infantry. What's my production look like? Yeah, I'm still gonna have 4 more. This sounds like a problem. Well, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll just start an entirely new army, and we'll start it up here, and we'll do 4 more, so that's 9. We'll just do 3 corps worth. So we'll have the first Northern Corps. We'll build an army for him. It'll be the Northern Army. The Northern Army of Aggression. We'll give him Offensive and Winter Specialist. How's that? Because he's going to be up north. And we'll do a whole army group as well. We'll do the Army Group North. And we'll give them Logistics. Yeah, we'll give them Logistics Wizard plus Winter Specialist. I'm not sure how well that will trickle down. And we'll attach that to the Berlin headquarters. So we'll put the army group there. We'll put the army there. And we'll just build up these 3 corps, 3rd, or 2nd Northern Corps. Okay, so we'll just spread those out evenly amongst them until we run out. Okay, and one last thing before we quit here. I'm going to actually assign these guys, I'm going to assign them some 2s. Like some lower level, you know what I mean? I don't want them to have all the level 4 and 3 offensive doctrine guys. So we're going to assign them some 2s as well. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll put some of the 4s and 3s into here because these guys probably got shortchanged as far as leadership goes, because whatever army you assign troops to first will get the better. It'll automatically assign them the best commander. So I don't want one of these armies to have way better guys than the other, because I want my central and my battle armies to be fairly even with each other. And we're just swapping out some dudes, because we want to have a good, a good balance of troops. Like, give these guys some offensive commanders. And see, they have some defensive guys in here. They have guys that have no traits at all. And see all that? Close. Offensive doctrine. Give them some more. We'll give them a fortress buster. We'll give them a 3 but with no trait. And another 3 with no trait. And that leaves them with some offensive doctrine troops. Offensive doctrine commanders. And that doesn't shortchange the okay, that shouldn't shortchange the battle army very much. We'll give them a 3 there. Okay, so I think this here pretty much brings to a close this particular Let's Play. So we've got the battle army established. We've got the central army established. We'll go ahead and start moving our troops to the borders here. Kind of spread them out a little bit. Like I said before, you just move them all and then kind of X out the guys you don't want moved. Of course, I think I screwed up and I think I moved them all anyway. How about that? There we go, leave them there. And remember, some of these guys actually belong to the 5th Corps, so we'll just move them all down here. Actually, we'll move like that. Okay, so we've established the Northern Army here. I guess this will be the guys who hit Denmark and Sweden, maybe, if I so choose to attack them. The battle armies have a division with an AT unit in all of them, so that gives them some ability versus tanks, of course. And they've also been maxed out. We'll move the battle army down here, so he's sort of in the middle. First battle court. Oh, okay, I know where that guy is from. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. Yeah, okay, so he's on his way. We'll move him right there. We'll give him a little bit of help. We'll move these guys there. Leave the rest home. That looks good for now. We'll do the same with these. So now we're just positioning. We're just kind of messing around right now. I really should have unpaused the game for this. We could have been into friggin' December by now if I had thought about it, but I forgot. Okay. So we're positioning all the guys on all the borders here. We're going to spread them out some and get them ready to go. I guess next time we will work on filling out the Northern Army a little bit. We'll leave it at just 3 corps. And I would also like to develop some cavalry units. Come on here. Yeah, we'll do some cavalry units. We'll do 2 production runs, 3 cavalry each. And what we will do with this cavalry will be, we'll do some 7, we'll do 14 units of 2 garrison, 1 anti-tank, and 1 artillery. These will be defensive units that they're basically like, well, I guess they're garrison units. They're the fortress units that Hitler had set up that were designed mainly for defensive purposes. So anyway, what I'm going to use the cavalry for is once I occupy these lands, Poland and whatever else I decide to occupy, there's going to be a chance that there'll be revolts in there, and they'll send militia out to attack my rear units and take over territories. If I can scatter some cavalry in here, cavalry that aren't even in corps, I'll just attach them directly to the headquarters. They can move swiftly to put down those rebellions. So that's why I set that up. So I guess that brings this one here to a close. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you have anything that you would like to see, or any comments like, hey, you're a noob, or whatever you want to say, go ahead and feel free to say it. And I guess I'll see you all next time.